cima bem abaixo, põe a mão na cabecinha, agora na cinturinha, põe a mão lá na perninha, bem acima bem abaixo.
I had ice on my shit.
I warned you guys.
Welcome back
Fucking Russian.
to another episode of Tasca Lusa. We took a 2 weeks break because our schedules were pretty busy now. We have two very special guests. We have, I think Marcel had a little guest appearance.
In the third episode?
I think it was the third episode when it was
It was the
Joanna.
third episode.
With Joanna and Andrea Silva, which you guys can check it out. It's on YouTube and everywhere you can buy. Listen to podcast. Yeah, that.
I mean, it was my apartment.
It was his apartment. He was playing. I think he was playing Red Dead in the background. He was just like shooting people. He was sitting there quietly.
Yeah.
And then we have our other good friend Mickey, the Transmontana, the girl.
Wait.
The girl that makes probably the best fucking sangria, like I've ever
Cheers
fucking.
and
Cheers
mom.
to that.
I'll cheers to that.
Cheers to
Cheers.
Nikki and her mom, dude. So for you guys that don't know, Hassaning always hosts every year a Portugal Day weekend. Well, day. And she actually is responsible to doing the sangria. And I think, what did you do last time? 100 gallons?
Well, pre-COVID, the last time I did it was, I did it this summer, but pre-COVID was 150 gallons, and every year it just keeps going up.
And they sell out every single time.
I mean, I remember the one year I got fucked up, bro.
I remember sleeping on a parking lot without nobody knowing.
I got fucked. Yeah. It was the year after. So we're just gonna get into this because
It's a silent killer.
so my year,
black out.
my first year when I went, I wanted to eat, and I blame Joel that this happened to me.
Don't blame me,
Shut
dude.
the fuck up. So we get there and we just started drinking, and I didn't eat, and I keep telling Joel, "Oh, Joel, let's go eat," and he's like, "Yeah." Never got to eat, so I'm just pounding down sangrias and shit to the point where I drove me, Joel, and Shanna that day. I think, yeah.
I wasn't supposed to drive.
He wasn't supposed to drive. I got fucking rocked out of my fucking like life off the sangria and shit. And like I told you, I was like, I can't drive.
The fact that you started stealing sangrias from people.
Yeah, I started kind of like sipping out of everybody's sangrias, and I was just like,
Oh, deixa-me provar isto.
it was
The
all
fact that I
fucking
don't eat meat and I ate a hot dog that night, like, that means
No, that means
you
that
need to eat.
Mickey was fucked up.
fucked up. But it gets worse because we were supposed to go to New Jersey.
We went.
We went. I was there physically, but mentally I was not there because I threw up in my car because I had at that time I had a Civic, so it was only a 2-door. So I don't know why I decided to sit in the back seat for some reason. I just sat in the back seat and Shanna was in the passenger. So I was like, you better move right now. I'm going to throw up everywhere. So I kind of like pushed like the seat and like pushed her and like threw up a little bit in my car and threw up on the outside. And I was like, wow, I am never drinking this shit again. So I took like a couple years without drinking sangria for like a long time. I think it was like 4 years. Like I couldn't smell it. I couldn't just like bear the sight of it. But then I started actually like getting back into it, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good. And then Mickey's famous sangria, I just have to I can't say no to that.
Yeah, dude. I even the following year, I ended up. I wasn't helping this time, but I ended up like actually drinking so much that where we used to practice Hanshum, I ended up sleeping on the parking lot because the cops couldn't really see me.
Yeah.
And all I remember is Joanna come to me and she goes, "João, are you okay?" And I'm okay. I was like, "Yeah, só tava descansado os olhos."
No, because I was
Dude, and it got to the point that Joanna was like, "Fucking Sammy's about to fight." He goes, "What?" I literally started running, wobbling side to side as I'm running. And Marcel's Sam was like, "Dude, where were you? I was worried about you." My G's cocked out of his ass. Where do I find him? On the porta potty, waiting in line to take a piss. I was like, dude, just take a piss outside.
because I was playing the Concertina, and then I just get Joey Smalls coming up to me. He's like, dude, Joel's like fucking face down in the middle of the road, blah, blah, blah. The cops are there. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, first thing in my mind, my man got jumped, and I'm not even there. Fuck. So I'm like running down the street, and I see him fucking wobbling down the fucking street.
Doing the
like,
Ric Flair, dude.
I'm like, what the fuck is this guy on? I was like, yo, you okay? He's like, yeah, I was just sleeping. I just found somewhere to sleep. I'm like, it's like almost midnight, dude, and you're just sleeping on a random...
É velhice, dude. Leave me alone.
Velhice, foda-se. You were probably...
Come on.
Velhice é este aqui, foda-se.
Way to put it out there now.
A nossa amiga Mickey também já tá na casa dos 30.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Man,
I'm a youngster.
I five.
I'm a youngster over here.
Welcome to the 30s, Marcel.
No, fuck that. Put your hand down. Fucking shit. Wish I was 27 at least. I didn't even want to. I don't even want to be the 2-weight. Fuck the 2-weight.
Easy.
2-weight. That's when I started feeling it, dude.
29 forever.
Your joint starts
28,
hurting, your knees start
28,
giving out
that's
on
when
you.
you start getting tired early. Like, start not to have enough patience anymore.
Was that when you realized you go to the club, have one beer, and one beer is enough because you don't want to get a hangover the following day?
Beer is beer. you have like a Tito's vodka, like any type of vodka with some other shit. You're like, no, fuck this shit. I don't know. No, tomorrow morning is not. No, half a drink is enough for me.
You guys went in the background, kind of agreeing with you to that.
No, it is.
He goes to the club just for his cafe and shading you.
Yeah, stop, because that's gonna be me when I get to the 30s.
No,
You're that, Jessica?
I just get the coffee now at this point.
You are Castell and shit.
Cristel.
Yeah,
Hold the shading
that
you.
slaps, dude. That slaps.
Shadinho faz bom em casa. Foda-se.
So we're gonna talk to Marcel a little bit because I know he came. What I'm remembering, were you born in Portugal and then you came here?
No, I was actually born here.
Oh.
And then I moved to Portugal and I came back.
Talking to the mic, please. People want to hear your lovely voice. Please.
So, no, I was born in the States, and then when I was 7, me and my family, we moved to Portugal. And then when I was, 16? I think it was 2006, yes, 2006, I came back. So
Wow.
I came back, same place to Austin. Actually, I live down the street from where I used to live. But we moved back. It was a little bit hard moving back.
Moving back here or moving there?
Moving back here was
Okay.
a little harder. Moving there, it wasn't so hard. I mean, I was 7. You know,
You're
just
still
building-
adapting to a lot of
Yeah.
shit.
You're
and
still,
friends.
going. I actually just went to Brookside School here in Austin. I was in 2nd grade, so I think 2nd grade. I think that's when it started. Don't quite remember, but I remember going to school, and it was around November. November. It was around Thanksgiving time, I think. No, Halloween. No, I remember still doing Halloween. We did a Halloween parade.
Your mom's agreeing with you in the corner.
What were you dressed up as, Marcel? Here we go, Marcel stories. Half an hour later.
Dressed up as a butterfly.
I think I was a zebra, right?
You left Halloween. You did Halloween here and you did bullying.
Yeah. So my costume, I think it was a zebra.
Marcel, what does a zebra sound like?
I don't know.
So were you the whole zebra? Or were you
Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't like the ass part?
Look,
You were just the whole.
There's apparently one famous picture that goes around. I don't know. That shit's like on Google.
Is that right? I'm gonna have to look for this picture.
Anyways,
Shit.
yeah. So I remember doing Halloween, and then as my mom said, I remember going there, and I didn't know what bulimia was at the time. When I knew it was about money, I went. I didn't give a shit what it was. When I knew I could get money, I went.
He was
It's funny
trying to get the
because we call it differently in my region in Portugal. We call it pão por Deus.
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
heard it.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
So
before.
when you said bolinha, I was like, oh, cakes? I like cakes. So, and then but we call it pão por Deus. He goes, oh, pão por Deus. And
Leves
then-
no focinho.
Yeah, and then they either give you a broa or they give you money.
Yeah.
Do we have that in Trashos Mons? I've never heard that.
I'm also from Ladia, so
Oh, okay, never mind.
So she's half and half. She's
Oh,
like
okay.
half of her is like shops
North
and half of her is like
okay.
freaking.
So,
I don't remember
yeah.
any of that bullshit. In Trashos Mons shit.
So, I mean, it was more of a. At first, you're like, oh, you're sad, you cry or whatever, but you're a kid. You don't really. You don't know what a friend is at that point.
Right.
You're 7, so it's like people come and go. You know new people. You're going to new school. You don't really know.
Did you go to school there? I'm assuming you went to school
Yeah,
there.
so I did I think the first semester I did 1st grade, and then they noticed because my parents always, we used to go to Portugal a lot for summer. My grandparents always adapted me to the language. My parents also spoke at home.
So did you know English by that time?
Yeah.
So you were speaking like full blown English.
I knew English and Portuguese both ways.
Were you good? Like Portuguese, you were pretty like fluent.
So Portuguese, I was very fluent. 1st grade, I did I think until December, January. So I did like a few weeks.
Okay.
They put me in 1st grade, when I was in second, technically.
Oh, wow.
And they just jumped me into second grade. So after second grade, was in the regular grade until, didn't want my schooling there until the 10th grade. And then when I found out I was coming back, kind of rebelled a little
So
bit.
you were there until when? How old were you?
2006. The day that my flight was the day that Portugal played England.
So June?
It was June, yes. If
Yeah,
I'm not
because
mistaken.
I came March 3rd, 2006. So
June 30th, coming into July 1st.
you guys can't tell, but they both have cheerleaders in the background, which is awesome.
You got Marcel's mom at the door, and then you have Joanna in the corner, just like, yeah, over there, yeah.
And then there's Jess laughing at everything.
So yeah, I actually remember on the way back. So my father and my brother Andre, they came about a couple weeks before, and then me, my mother, and my younger brother came. It was like July 1st, right? Yeah, 1st. I remember the game was actually being played. The pilot actually was telling us the result as it was going on.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I think by the time, I believe, when we landed, they had right before we started going down, they announced that we had won that game.
So now, because you spent so much time in Portugal, did your English just happen to vanish as you were living there, or you kept practicing as you go?
So my English kept going because I had a few cousins of mine that used to live here too, and they were doing schooling there. I also had Canadian friends of mine. One of them actually became a very close friend of mine, and he actually used to bully me. But also, obviously, my mom was over there like, oh, what about us? Like, yeah, obviously, family goes.
Don't forget me.
But I was also throwing a lot around with, the German because my mom.
German?
My mom actually, my mom and my godfather, her brother, they spent some time in Germany.
Well,
For a while.
where in Germany?
Frankfurt.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
So
that's pretty cool.
Wow.
My grandparents, her parents, they lived there for a couple years, a good amount of years. But they kind of switched on and off. They were in Germany for a while, and then they came back to Portugal. They were in Portugal with my great-grandparents at the time, so they lived a good portion with their grandparents, my great-grandparents, and my grandparents. So my godfather is still in Frankfurt. I have two cousins of mine. One that just got married a couple years back, but he did his wedding this year, a small wedding. So,
have you gone to Germany?
Yeah, I've been to Germany twice.
Wow.
Once I was small, and then another time I went to
Amsterdam?
visit an uncle.
No, that's not
Amsterdam
in
is
Germany.
Netherlands.
Mickey, you've been to Amsterdam.
I've been to Amsterdam
I heard
and
that's
Germany.
I heard that's a good time, Amsterdam.
If you're a smoker, it is, but if you're a drinker, it's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you went to the Heineken factory and you were not a fan of it.
No, that's one of my favorite parts of Amsterdam was the Heineken factory.
I thought Heineken
One
was
thing
German.
is in Germany, I wish I could go back. Not at that age, but at my age now.
Oh, I bet you did.
At 31, Marcel?
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter what age. As long as you like the beer, you're good.
Marcel, if he was there now, he'll probably be a guru.
I'd had my own beer company.
You ask a question. I'm eating right now.
I could tell.
wanna
Now,
talk about
were
that.
your parents met here or in Portugal? Because
So-
they're both from. You guys are both from Leiria, right?
Yeah, so both of my
Okay.
parents grew up in the same street.
Wow.
You know what? Smart
So
word, because both
that-
my parents were the same way.
So my mother's
I was gonna say
house,
it's a Sotelo thing, but it's not.
my mother. So my grandparents from one side and my grandparents from the other side live literally across from each other.
Wow.
So my father also has a house right there. My cousin, as people know, Clams, Danny, and his sister Vanessa. My uncle also has a house there. Their father, and their mother.
So it's literally
So
just a
the
town.
whole
It's
family.
your family.
And my godfather also has the house right there too. So it's literally the whole family is just
Wow.
there.
Now-
direct family, obviously.
Reason why I asked that, because I know Miki, obviously being from Shavs and Leiria, your parents met here, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they met here, so I don't know, they've been married for 35 years. And in Digamant, like everybody used to go to the Violet and it used to be in Ossining, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, Long Island. And one day in Ossining, which I currently live in, my father drove up and they went to the park and that's where they met. And
Ping, 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 pow.
At a park.
I have no idea. Well, they used to do the festas there. So, like, imagine a Dia de Portugal being there. But it was like a big...
Oh, that's nice.
I think they used to
Got
do
you.
a big festa Labor Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And, that's where
Oh.
they met. And it's all
That's crazy.
history from there.
I have a question for Marcel. What, if you don't mind answering, what was the reason why you guys left here in the first place to go to Portugal? Is that... I just saw your mom's eyes just like what, like go wide open.
So, I mean, I'll say it. Doesn't matter.
He's saying no.
It's not a big deal. Everybody knows. My father and his partner at the time, so they had a company here. It was a landscaping company. They opened up a strip bar.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
So they opened up a strip bar.
Hell
and then,
yeah.
No, it did well for a while, and then my dad had a chance to go to different spots. He went to Brazil.
Wow.
He's been to Italy. I think Italy was more a vacation kind of thing without us, but I'm not sure.
Still haven't forgiven him for that,
But,
right?
It did very well, and then they opened up a second one. So the first one that they opened didn't go as planned for a while. I mean, and then we stuck with one for a while. It did well, and after a while, my dad just didn't want to be involved with it anymore, and he kind of gave his part away, and he was like, you know what? I'd rather just come to America, join the union, call it a day. I don't have to hustle. I just do my hours and I come home. That's it. So he wanted to spend more time with me and my brothers.
You wanted to be more of a family man
And we
than a
noticed that.
businessman.
We noticed
Wait,
that.
so
like,
this was here when you had the strip bars
so
or whatever?
they opened it up when we were still here, and then once it started getting finalized with all the details, then that's when we moved back.
Oh, okay, I got you.
My father also tried to open up another company, which was machinery for like tractors and parts for tractors and stuff like that. We had an idea of then that would be passing on to me and my brothers, but we noticed that it was too much of a risk, so we decided to come back. And it's been good so far. I mean, we went to college. We're all my younger brother's in college. My brother went to college. I did my master's as well. So, we did well, and we weren't sure like over there too. Like I think about it nowadays, I have a lot of friends of mine that are out of the country. The poorer guys are probably still around.
Did you feel pressure from your parents since you were the firstborn to kind of really
No.
Almost I don't know what's the word, like kind of make the stepping stones for your brothers to be like, all right, I see Marcel's grinding, now I have to take that responsibility. My parents are going to expect us
set up an example.
pretty much
The
like
role
that,
model.
like that.
Role
You
model.
basically have like you're the first generation, right? You have to kind of like take the reins of life basically, and you have to start like pushing it, and like you're knowing that your parents are like came here to give you guys a better life. Did that give you any more pressure since you had younger brothers to kind of like do better and like kind of strive for like what you wanted to do in life?
No, not at. I mean, being young too, you don't realize like when pressure comes in or not. My parents never pressured me. They just made sure that at a certain age, you should be thinking about certain things like, well, maybe you should get a side job, get a second job if you have to. My parents never really pressured me. My mom was the one who was like more closer to me, so she kind of like was up to part of my day to day. My dad was usually working half of the time. My other two brothers were a little bit more close with my dad. And at some point, like my dad used to just sometimes sit with me and say, you know what, you're more of the book guy. Just stick with school. You do better in school. Not saying that I don't know how to do anything with my hands. I mean, I could do a lot, but it was just something that I'm not in that construction line. I mean, I've done it before, but you guys are all dirty.
I tried so hard to hold that in, dude. I was trying so hard.
But like
I was like mesmerized what you were saying. That's,
my dad was just more like, you know what, you're more book smart. You're more book smart.
That dry spit.
I don't do that anymore. I don't need to do that.
Wow.
So, Shauna, does he know how to work with his hands or what?
Wow.
So
So there was no pressure. I think now I feel a little bit more pressure because
is it more because like you're older now and you kind of like,
that's when you
and your
start
brothers
seeing
are starting to like come right behind you?
yeah,
And okay.
yeah. So like I'd say me and Andre are decently, you know,
Well off.
well off. You know, we're at our points. Like, you know, I've done my masters. I've been in my line of work career for a while. My brother has his thing going.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's kind of like doesn't really set on me as much because we're only 3 years apart. But like in comparison to like my younger brother, where I'm 12 years apart,
Well,
there's more
Yeah.
of a thing. You know, and then it kind of sucks that in one way now I'm out of my parents' house because me and Joanna are living together.
yeah.
Andre's usually here, but he has his own life to run too. So you know, it's like it sucks that you can't like be there to guide the younger one for a while. But I mean, he's fine. He's doing okay. You know, he's not so much.
But ever
social,
since
but
I've met you, you've always been about family. Even like Joanna, like
Yeah.
both of you actually like work really well with like when it comes to family. Like I've known you go to their events, vice versa, and everything. And same thing with Mickey. Mickey has been. She goes with her mom just about everywhere, doing marmolada, doing the chorizas in Bridgeport. Like, so both of you, I know we're just talking about you right now, but like, I know Mickey's a hard worker too when it comes to like family. You know, like, you could tell you guys were raised very well and very Portuguese to an extent where you guys go to Portugal all the time. I know she goes to Portugal all the time. Me and she has fluently, both of you actually have fluently good Portuguese where people don't even recognize that you guys are off the boat. So it's just to show that your parents did a good job with the both of you.
Now, do you going back to your siblings? Do you see almost like a pattern of what your brothers do, like what you did, or something like that? Kind of like similarities that kind of the stuff you did. They're kind of like almost going behind your path, type of deal. Because I could say, me personally, because my brother does the same thing I do. We're both in construction management and stuff like that. So I kind of like, I almost followed what he did. So whatever he did, I was kind of just right behind him, kind of following his footsteps, kind of thing. So I don't know if did you ever get like that impression that your brothers were kind of like almost going behind? No.
So me and my brothers are very different from one another.
Really?
First off, we look very different. That's the one. That's the number one thing everybody thinks. 'Cause you look at Andre, he looks Irish. You look at the other one, he's more
Cigano.
Portuguese. I'm like the Cigano looking Turkish guy, you know, Middle Eastern looking. But no, but we grew up very, very different. I was more into sports. I have a lot more patience than they do. You know, I did soccer, I did handball, I did basketball, I did volleyball.
No, did you play soccer in Portugal?
Yes, I did that too for I think every year that I've been living there. I started off here and then I did it there, but you know, we were just very different. My brother was more, Andre was more a little bit. You know, we were all into video games at the time. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, at a young age, all of us we kind of grew up into that new scenery. You know,
Yeah.
Sega Genesis, PlayStation, all that stuff when it
Yeah.
started to come out. So we all got into that. I mean, till today we still all play, but you know, very minimal.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I was more into the sports. You know, Andre was more into cars,
Okay.
construction, and my younger brother is now obviously in that scenery where it's like just video games. So, but he is very artistically talented. So we're kind of guiding him into like the digital art kind of side of things. So, you know, we're very different, but we all kind of like communicate with each other. We know what our talents are. We know where we fall on our weaknesses, and we kind of feed off of each other. So I think that's been pretty good.
Well, that was just like me just thinking, because since you're the older brother and like I only have one older brother and I'm the youngest, it was just like kind of getting another perspective of like if you kind of were made the stepping stones and then your brothers kind of follow the same steps, but obviously everybody's different and you know how you guys grew up and
It's a
stuff
little
like
different,
that.
but we feed off each other. So like,
Yeah.
whenever I have anything, like I know my car material. as much as I can. But if I have any questions, I go to my brother. I don't know anybody that I'm that extremely close with. A couple group of friends, but my brother's my number one to go to, or my dad, obviously. But if I have anything to do with computers or anything like that, I go for my other brother.
Okay.
I mean, Andre's in the same line too, but when it's games or whatever, like I ask my brother. Sometimes even me when I'm teaching, there's a lot of things that I ask my younger brother because I have to keep up with kids that are a little younger than he is to understand these things. Like what are these new terms now? Because I mean, we had our terms back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there's these new ways of speaking,
Bussin',
and all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, I have to call my brother. Like, yo, have you been hearing this a lot? Like, yeah, it means this or it means that. I even asked like Joanna's brother because he's a year younger than my brother, so that's how I keep up with this.
That's interesting because since you're a teacher, you kind of have to, learn these
you
new
gotta know the language.
Yeah,
because you never know what it really means because you have some lingos where it's like it's bullying, and if I have a kid that's saying that stuff and I don't understand what it is, like
you can't really
write up, or
I can't really
do
point
anything.
that out.
Yeah.
So we feed off each other. My brother has been a little bit more into sports now too, so he'll ask me like every once in a while, like a couple questions, and I'm like, duh. But you know what? We help each other out, and I think our relationship, like me and my brother, didn't really get along back in the day. We used to do a lot of dumb shit to each other and stuff. I mean, we got marks on our bodies to prove it, but nowadays, like we're like good, we're best friends now. So
you also grow up like me and my brother. We did not get along growing up, and now we've grown older. I think we start understanding each other's perspective of thought and stuff like that. So you get. That ends up happening. And
I mean, even with me, I remember at your Sweet 16, I think you and your sister got into like some little argument.
Probably because I'm the biggest bitch in the world. But
so now you guys are like, now she's married, has a kid, and you guys are like always together. So
yeah. Well, when we were younger, once we were fighting over the remote, and of course I was the youngest, and she always used to be upset about everything. And I wanted to watch something. She wanted to watch something. She stole the remote from me, and I kicked her, or no, she kicked me. I'm sorry, and she broke her toe. So. And she still says it.
Technically, it's not your fault, and you have this guy fucking practicing for a murder over here, fucking stabbing.
That's what it was. It's like when you have siblings.
Fuck a provide.
Fuck a provide.
Well, I'm a younger, so I don't know what it's like to have a younger sibling.
So back to that you playing soccer, because I know that you played lower division Portuguese soccer, but you did go through an academy, right?
So you call me eating.
It's perfect timing.
So when I went, I didn't play soccer like right away. It took me a couple years. So I played for the schools. Like every school has, their indoor soccer team and so on. You have to make the team. So I didn't. It was my coach was actually my French teacher.
Nice.
Taught me a lot actually in 3 years. He taught me really like a lot of the tactics. And also he was immigrant too. He was French and Portuguese, so he taught me a lot of the French tactics and stuff like that. So it was, and in Portugal it's very rigorous. It's not like here. I mean, here you have you have to meet a certain GPA too, and
yeah.
But over there they don't really like look at that, but they also look at what you're capable on the field. I think over here you're more of a workhorse than anything. Over there you don't really have to work a lot, but tactically you have to know what you're doing. If you don't know, you're not going to survive. And you could run a mile here, and I think in college I had to do a mile in 5:35. You could run a mile in 4 minutes. It doesn't matter. Over there, it's not going to cut it.
That's impressive.
Damn, but you're fucking sprinting that whole fucking lap. Jesus Christ. Or 4 laps, sorry.
If over there, it's completely different. In Europe, you have to, it doesn't matter. You could be, a lot of players smoked in Europe. Rui Costa was one of them.
Hell yeah.
Fabio Quintrão, baby.
Fucking ball foot.
And they were amazing players. It doesn't matter what your condition is, as long as you know how to play the game tactically.
Did they last forever? No.
They didn't.
Just look at Ronaldo's physique, dude.
It's different.
30, what is it, 36?
36.
Yeah, 36. Still kicking ass.
It's funny because there's a meme of Sammy Nasri when he was playing just like a couple days ago.
You saw that shit?
He had a fucking mean-ass people, and then it's like they compared it to Ronaldo as 36. I'm like, but you have to kind of compare. Nasri never really made like that top
Yeah,
level, like, you
But
know.
but Nasri had a solid.
He had a solid career. Don't get me wrong.
I wouldn't say career. He had a solid year when he was at Man City, and he ended up like actually showing up in the Prem. But like after that, he got dropped. Basically, he went to Arsenal.
No, I think
So
he went to
he was
France.
at Arsenal first. And
Yeah,
then
it was at Arsenal, and then went to Man City.
And then I think he went to like Sevilla
like,
or something like
he-
that.
He dropped. Yeah, he went to Sevilla, and he dropped. You never heard of him, and now he has a fucking people at Marseille. You know, like
That's what happens. It depends. Back in the day,
I
players
think it's
had a
all
couple of good
mentally
years.
too.
Yeah.
Like mentally, it just strains you. I just know that the Portugal league. Well,
You also have to see the science is totally different.
Oh yeah.
10 years ago, the science is not what it is now.
Oh, yeah,
the
for sure.
The science behind sports now blew up in the last 10 years.
That's why you said with Neymar. Remember? I don't know if you guys saw where he said he was thought when he was got kicked in the back in that World Cup and he like couldn't play. He said that the doctor told him that if it was like 2 centimeters to the left or to the right,
it would have been paralyzed.
he would have been paralyzed. That's fucking crazy,
And
dude.
now he wants to end.
And now he
the
wants
World Cup.
now this last World. He said this World Cup is going to be his last one because mentally that fucked him up, bro. It would fuck anybody up too because like you have Joanna walking across the fucking camera. You have it's nobody really talks about like the mental aspect of like sports players. Nobody really talks about it. They just talk about he got injured
The brain is a very, very new topic to
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things. I mean, football is a big thing.
Fuck, well, just on concussions itself, dude. Once
A lot
you
of-
get a concussion, you're
Aaron
pretty much
Hernandez
done.
was one
Yeah.
of those guys
Yeah.
that until
He just
today,
lost
they're still investigating.
Dude,
all that
you
stuff.
still have the like what is it, the Netflix series? How they were showing like he had such a concussion, but you never realized it. And he starts. There's actually a medical term for it, and I just can't think of the name now. But basically, like this happens to multiple players where you start getting that concussion, it starts fucking with your brain, and it gets minimizing
It doesn't
your brain.
happen right away. It works.
It works
its way
works
over years.
progressively through the years.
yeah.
And we say like, oh, they have helmets, they'll be fine. But no, dude, that shit don't.
In reality,
It takes
it's
a
not.
toll,
Giants
man.
quarterback.
Yeah, what's
to
his
be
name?
walked out because
No, not. My God, what
was it the
his name?
quarterback?
Yeah, it was a quarterback. He was like stumbling when he was walking
Yeah,
back.
he
But
literally
yeah,
got
but
up and
just-
he like.
that's the same with Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the same thing with
same-
Andrew Luck. He was supposed to be
Fucking
super good, and
Nicholas Ferreira from.
but that wasn't really concussion. That was just like a
Perfect.
cardiac arrest, and he kind of just.
Perfectly fine. And
Yeah, and
it
just-
just
That's like
fucking-
Christian Eriksen in this last
Dude,
Euro.
so vivid to me. Like they were playing against Vitória de Guimarães.
Yeah, I remember watching
Gets
that.
a yellow card, smiles, turns back, falls. Like, dude,
But going back
it's
to
still
the-
vivid in my head.
Go back
Like, I was
to
in Portugal
going
with
back
that
to like
shit.
the injuries. It's like the mental part of it. It doesn't really have to like do anything about like concussions or anything. It could just be like you get injured and it just fucks you all up. Like
Oh,
you're afraid.
absolutely.
You're afraid to like go for that ball. It's like
Perfect example, Gonçalo Inácio from Sporting. So he was his first injury when he went to the national team.
yeah.
Because of being his first injury at a career, he took longer for him to adapt to the injury
Yeah.
and adapt to like knowing when to play and when not to play.
Yeah.
That he mentally fucked him.
I think
It's
it was only
PSTD. No, PST.
PTSD.
TSD.
PSTD.
No, it's
PTSD.
No,
P-
PSD.
PTDS.
SD.
Post traumatic
Stress disorder.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Okay, so I said it right.
I thought you said PSTDD.
We're like PSD.
I thought you said I thought you said
PSD is the
PSG.
freaking
I thought you said
Portugal
PSG.
shit.
I
I
was
know
like
we were
PSG.
talking politics from Portugal. PSD.
So
No, but-
my uncle is a big PSD guy.
So my whole thing was Ronaldo. I feel like one of the reasons why he's like
That means I need a refill.
Where are the bar girls at?
I think one of the reasons why Ronaldo has been like so successful and like with his longevity is because he hasn't really sustained like a hard like bad
Yes, he did.
a bad one.
He had, it was
He had his
more-
I know he had his eyebrow that got like all fucked up.
His knee was really fucked. He had 2 surgeries on the same knee.
I think with a lot of these top players, the thing is like they have the opportunity. They have the option to choose.
Yeah.
If they say, okay, Ronaldo, you're medically cleared tomorrow, he'll take an extra 2 weeks. He's allowed to do that, and no club is gonna say no because they're like, this guy is the best in the game. fuck it, we're gonna listen to him. If he's saying that he's still not right, we're not gonna listen to the doctor. We're gonna listen to him.
Who else
Because
knows
remember,
better?
Manchester United had fucking insurance on his legs. You know, he had
Oh, yeah.
insurance on
Facts,
his
yeah.
legs. On each leg was a couple thousand on maybe a couple million.
Probably
on
a million.
on each leg. So if one of his legs was fucked,
But that's what I'm saying. Who else knows better your body than yourself? You know what I mean?
exactly.
Dude, perfect example, Ricardinho. Greatest futsal player ever that I've ever seen, period. Got injured. He wasn't even he wasn't even supposed to play the World Cup for the futsal. 6 months. Freaking striving himself to get better and better. A lot of people had doubts that he couldn't make it because of the fact that he was so old. He's 36, 37 now.
And now look
And look at him. Was considered
back.
came back. We won the damn World Cup. We were considered. He was considered the freaking player of the tournament. He shows.
was it
like,
him?
Yeah.
I thought it was Zicky.
he was.
Ziki.
No, he wasn't.
Majed was another one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Majid
He got
for
hurt for a little bit.
For beach
off
soccer, yeah.
season, it was off season, and he said he wasn't sure he was gonna come back. He played 2 tournaments and won them both.
yeah. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah, I
dude.
think it's all.
By the way, we got
a
it-
lot of it is also mental. It's the tactical. Sometimes you don't need to play hard. You just gotta play smart.
Yeah.
The whole Desportivo de Portugal, they're doing this mental thing. It's like, para estar bem de saúde, tem que cuidar da sua mente type of thing.
Yeah.
So, again, it's a lot of mental shit. Like, we're regular humans, so we go through depression. Well, I wouldn't say depression, but like stress itself, or some of us do go through depression. And sometimes we are next to that person and we never realize it. You know what I mean? So, I think at times we got to be cautious on like who we're around and like make sure they're mentally okay. And
Well, it's not even that. I think it's like you need to check up on people.
Yeah,
that,
like-
like just a random like. If I
Like-
see
just a random like, how are you?
if I see exactly like if I really didn't know Marcel on the street and he looked like he was like having a shitty day, I'd be like, yo, how you doing? Like, how's your day going? Because that he could be walking
That
back
makes
to
a
like
difference.
he could probably be walking back home to like in intention to like kill himself, and then me asking him, oh, how are you? How's your day going? He's
That
like,
could
oh.
trigger something totally different. I could
Absolutely.
be like, you know what?
It's
I'm
worth
not gonna
A
do it.
different train
Yeah.
of thought. A different train of thought. Like to me, it's like it's such an important thing. It's like
as a
checking
friend
on
too,
people.
like
Yeah.
you know how someone is,
Oh yeah,
and the minute you know that person's not
the same.
okay, not the same, like
you start realizing.
Yeah.
yeah.
what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like
So everybody out there listening, if you know anybody that's like just acting weird or kind of just like not being their true selves, just ask them how they're doing, because you don't know what they're going through. They could be going through a lot. They're just not saying anything. So
sure.
you guys, if guys know anybody, just like reach out to them. Just say, hey, how you
Dude,
doing? Hope you're
And-
doing good.
And if they don't want to talk about it, there's a hotline for it.
I don't know what
just-
the hotline is. I think it's like 1-800.
Yeah, it's.
Suicide.
I'm not sure
doesn't
what.
matter. You
But
don't
yeah.
need to know the
always,
details.
always
Just ask.
do know that there is help. And
Oh, of course.
There's always someone that does care for you, regardless on if you think there isn't.
Yeah.
Just
There-
know there is someone.
Yeah, there's always going to be someone to make it. Como lá o chouriço, cara?
Faz uma forcinha. Eu sei que não é
No,
branca.
thank
Eu sei que não é branca, mas like, come on.
Wow, it went from
But yeah.
very nice to very naughty.
Yes, we were talking like very serious, and then
All
all
right,
of a sudden Marcel
so-
wants to fucking shove a chorizo in front
So,
of my face.
Because before we started recording, we figured that Mickey would be the one talking mostly, and then
Thanks, Marcel.
And then Marcel just bam.
Bam.
So Mickey, let's hear about yourself. What do you do for work? What do you like in a man? I heard you're
Let me eat now.
I heard you're single and ready to mingle.
Yeah.
Fazer o pim pim pow in the park
my
like your
God.
parents did back in the day.
She makes bomb sangria,
So-
so
Well, my mom
Show them
still
your
has
Maria.
my dad's first outfit of when they met each other. She still has it in the attic.
Hold
and
on.
I'm-
Mickey's number is 914.
everybody just
heard
starts
the
calling
last
her.
digit. Nobody heard the last
Everybody
digit.
just starts calling her. And it's like from Squid Games. Everybody just starts calling that number.
Great show, by
I'm
the
gonna
way.
get a lot of text messages now. Who's your friend? Wait, she's your cousin?
Yes, for those
Third
who
cousin.
don't know, I'm actually Marcel's cousin.
Third cousin according
Third
to Marcel's
cousin.
mom.
Fourth,
Yes.
I don't know.
Get
what the
right.
hell it is. My grandfather, who
Your mom just said
unfortunately-
third cousin, caralho.
She's not even here.
Okay,
Before.
wait.
She said
it before.
Wait, for those who don't know Marcel's stories, if you haven't realized yet, Marcel's stories, he will give you a description of what the person was
Mickey,
wearing,
start drinking.
where they were, and he will literally paint the whole fucking picture
So-
for
I have
you.
good memory.
Mickey, fireman.
No. So,
God.
okay, let's go back to your original
about to-
question.
Marcel's
and
over here
we
about to spit
will-
out fucking. It's an insider. You'd have to be at Portugal Day weekend in
Yes.
Newark that day.
Oh,
Weekend,
God. Here
whatever.
we go.
Not even.
Anyways, there's some firemen out there who or wannabes. But anyways, so
that's nice.
I'm an administrative assistant at a
You're having a hard time
preschool.
there. Here we go.
Okay,
sir.
these guys are trying to fight over the
Sorry.
marmelada right now.
I'm just trying to.
I'm just trying to help him out.
Vem dos teus marmelos.
Yeah, dos meus marmelos. Quem quer marmelada?
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Those are big ass marshmallows.
Big, dude. Yeah, they were big, right?
No, Marcel, they fit in the palm of your hand. How
They're
fucking
still
big do
big.
you think?
Where did we see the big marmelos?
Oh, you're thinking of different
Oh,
marshmallows.
you're thinking about the marmelos you saw last night, right?
Oh god. Dude, that's what I was going for. I was like, wow, big marshmallows.
I remember
Had
seeing
one
some
in
big
each hand.
ass
He's like,
marmelos.
wow, that is really.
Wow.
Oh, I've never seen marmelos this big before.
What is that, about 5 pounds? Wow.
Deve ser uma marmelada.
Tá cheia.
Here goes
I'm gonna let Mickey talk. I'll just come in when there's a joke.
Here goes
I can't
the
hold it.
marshmallows, marshmallows then. Anyways, enough about the marshmallows. Go on.
Wow. Great marmalada though.
Yes.
It's really good.
I know, like, the first time my mom made it, I was like, why are you making it? You can buy it at the grocery store. And then I tried it, and I was like, never again. I will eat it from the grocery store again.
I don't know about
Did they only do it like a certain time of the year? Or is it?
So it's during this time. It's when the time start. Well,
Quando estão maduros.
yeah, exactly. This is now the time that estão maduros. So you think about it like the same thing with wine. Ai, pois, Marcel, right?
Oh my god. I'm fucking choked on
I don't want to take your thunder.
The man is eating. Go on.
Marcel doesn't want to be interrupted when he's eating, but
What are you looking for?
what happened, Marcel?
Oh, you want to try the
Ai,
marmalada?
também queres marmelada, já estou a ver.
You didn't have enough yet last night or what?
I never have enough.
So Mickey, when your parents came over, did they ever talk about like, did they have like their almost lives already kind of like made out? Like they already knew like what they were gonna do, or like, was it hard for them? Do you know if it was hard for them? Yeah, relax, Marcel.
Dude, we're gonna make marmelada the whole time.
So, anyways, when my mom moved here, she was 8 years old. She didn't move here for like a better life. They moved to escape from like 25 de Abril.
Oh wow.
The peeve.
If you guys want to watch an episode with Joey's dad, he talked about the whole Cinco de Abril and stuff like that.
And
So
everything.
you can get one like aspect on it, and then right here you can get another one.
I mean, it was a great. They only left because my mom has 5 brothers and she has
Wow.
1 sister. So there was 2 brothers left who were gonna have to go to war. So they didn't want them to be part of Tropa. So they just
Oh, so
decided to
They
move
took
over.
them basically. Okay.
Yeah, so when my grandfather first actually moved here, he moved to New Jersey. And one of mine and Marcel's mutual cousins actually called my my grandfather to move to Ossining. And so when my mom moved here, she moved to Ossining. She was 8 years old. And so you guys can kind of do the math of how old she is. But so she's been living here. She spoke English the whole time. Her career wasn't to clean houses like everybody else's mothers are to clean houses. She actually wanted to go to school, but and then she met my father, fell in love, and said, "I'm not doing anything else." Like
I'm gonna be a Maria.
exactly. It's the-
But that was everybody's every attitude that it was.
Yeah, she wanted
They
to-
wanted to reenact what it was at home.
Back in the
Yeah.
days, yeah.
So she wanted to actually be like, somebody who worked in an office or like something like that. And because she obviously spoke really well English, she graduated at Ossining High School, which, a few years later, not a few years later, but both her daughters graduated from Ossining High School. My father, on the other hand, he was about 21, 22 when he moved over. His brother called for him for a better life. He was already living here. And he always worked in the terrenos lá. Ele era batateiro. He would have batatas. He always told me my parents never gave me anything. I came here with the shirt off my back to America, I'm sorry. And he always told me that he had like boys, and that was the first thing that his parents ever gave him was either two vodkas or two boys, and he would be out on the fazendas all day. So he was already used to like that hard work terra life, I guess.
So they pulled the Carnamuraku agricultore.
Yes. Well, a woman from the centro changes that, real
Wait,
fast.
so your mom came over when she was 8, and then
Yeah.
your dad came over when he
21.
was 21.
Yeah, I would say 21. I don't know exactly, 21, 22.
No,
Damn, that's a big
I
mosquito.
think-
Holy shit.
I think,
Arsenic.
I think
Arsenic
my
scooters.
your mom was born when?
My mom was born in 66.
60. So my dad and her mom graduated together.
So, like I said, me and Marcel are cousins. We're like not even 5 minutes from each other's house. Like,
Even there, yeah.
yeah.
So
Really? Wow.
when I was there, she has an uncle. His name is Virgulino.
Who?
Virgulino.
Great name.
So when I used to go to
Virgulino?
when I used to go to
Is it
Catequese-
Virgulino or Virgul?
Virgulino.
Like
Virgulino.
Virgula.
Like Virgula, yes. Virgulino.
Yes.
Virgulina.
So wow.
fucking
Mickey's
They all
Mickey's
have weird
uncle-
names. Even my uncles have weird. Like, that's my great uncle,
Mickey's
but my
uncle used to do. He has a un café churrasqueira, which actually I just found out that one of my mom's cousins actually works there. And after Catequese, my parents actually used to go get frangos from.
What
her
does the
uncle.
cafe look like, Marcel?
Why is there something funny?
Looks like
No,
a cafe.
I just wanted
Marcel
to draw the
does
picture
not.
so you guys
Okay.
know,
They
Draw a picture
have
for me,
it's been there for a very long time.
Do you know the address?
Very known for the churrasqueira. No, I actually don't.
I know my
I mean,
address
if-
from Portugal.
If you guys do
is
want to go to Fatima, it's right there. But my tita Zika doesn't make frangouge anymore. So, but their cafe is still
So the
there,
cafe is
obviously.
still there, yeah.
Virgulino, huh?
Virgulino.
All right. If you guys were to name a chop ass name to one of your kids, what would you name
His
it?
is gonna be Ricardo Quaresma, guarantee it.
That's not
I
pointing
ain't gonna
out
have
to
my
your
fucking name. I
office.
tell you that much. Until today, I still don't know where that name came from.
Marcel.
Marcel?
That's a nice name.
I don't know.
Dude, you know what's
Maybe
crazy?
should have a podcast on my
Micaela.
mom.
Micaela.
Sometimes people call you and not turn around because I think it's my parents call me Marcel.
Yeah, that is true. I always forget that your name. You're Marcelo too.
Like I hear my mom in the background. Marcel.
Do you know what? Were there any other names?
Your brother's wedding, she called for you, and I looked back. I was right next to her. I was like, what?
That's exactly
She's
what I
like,
mean.
¿Qué? No es tú.
Did you see João almost bust his ass when he was walking into the
I have a
reception?
video of it.
Oh my god, dude.
So,
qué risada,
so does
dude.
YouTube.
Oh my god, dude, that
They
fucking
put
dude.
it on YouTube.
Dude, that's funny as
when
shit.
did
wasn't
that-
me, though.
When did no? It was like literally the people that recorded the whole wedding.
That's funny as fuck, though, dude. You just see him, he's like, yeah, and you just see.
Dude, you know,
Yeah, he's getting
I
all
caught
excited,
myself.
fist pump, and all of a sudden he's
I
like,
caught myself hard, dude. Because dude, before I went down, I was like, Carla. Yeah, that's her name.
Forgot her name already. Carl.
Yeah, I almost did. I was like, Carla, don't worry, I got you. I won't let you fall. Here I am.
Here I am.
She
You're
let
about-
you fall.
Yo, fact, she was about to just let you be like, okay, well,
All right, sweetheart, go ahead.
See you later, homie. Now, what? Do you know if your parents wanted to name you something else other than Marcel?
good question. I never thought of
What
that.
about you, Mickey?
Yes,
Ooh,
my
here we
mom.
go.
My mom wanted to name me Gabriella, but
All right, that's not bad.
so
Gabriella.
well, the thing is that
Sorry.
when I my parents, the first year they were married, they lived in Mount Vernon because that's where my father, when he moved from Portugal, moved to. He moved to Mount Vernon, and my mom foi casar a terra de homem, right? Of course. And upstairs, apparently, there was a woman, and she had a daughter, and her name was Gabriella, and all she would say is Gabby, Gabby, and my mom was like,
Wow.
I will never be able to like name my child Gabriella. So
I was named after a Brazilian singer. Why do you think?
What
I
about
speak
you,
Brazilian?
Marco? Polo?
No, that's my brother's name.
That's why they called him Marco.
That's why
That's
they
it,
called
they had
you
a-
guys.
No, my mom told me once she wanted to name me Orlando. I was like, I am so glad you didn't do that because
Orlando.
I do not like that name. It was that or Alexandre.
okay, my grandfather's
Well,
Alexandre,
sounds
and
nice.
that's like the
That's a-
only grandparent name that I can name a child
My
after.
street is Rua dos Alexandres.
Yes.
That makes you want to feel better. I don't know.
I'll probably call my kid Destino.
Marcel's gonna. Justina.
Yo, I think.
Placed on the
think
carreira.
I-
Ai, Destino! Ai, Destino!
Oh my god.
Great song.
Destino, man. It's like the manly version of Destiny.
How would you? That's what you're gonna have to. That's
Mark was gonna call his son Fall River then.
Every time there's a fucking podcast and people say Fall River, Marco has to say Viva Fall River.
Wait, funny fact, Joanna and I, Marcel's girlfriend, were supposed to drive to Fall River one day, and I woke up singing Fall River, and she's like, what's wrong with you? Why do you keep singing this song? I'm like, you never heard it before? So I start playing it. Marcel's like, please go back to bed.
Yo, but tell me Destino wouldn't be a fucking great name.
Well, that's Justin in English.
Nah, dude, my favorite one is...
Oddstin, foda-se caralho, Oddstin, foda-se. Eu disse para fazeres assim, caralho.
the poor
Dude,
kid's gonna
great
get
name,
bullied in
dude.
fucking. The kid's gonna get bullied in fucking school. Yo, Destiny, get your ass over here, bro. Pass me the ball, Destiny.
You're my destiny, dude. That's it. Romantic.
He goes to the hood and meets a Destiny.
Yo, what's good, Destiny? Yo,
Dude,
you
my
chill,
favorite one
man.
is my actual coworker. His
He
last
goes
name
to
is
my dad's old bar and finds the Destiny swinging on the poles.
I like the pun. See, it works. Dude, coworker's last name, Vicencio. Guess how his fucking dad found, like, his first name? Yellow Pages. But you know how the Yellow Pages go first, like, last name and then first name? So he goes, ding, do steal you, Vicencio. Oh, God.
What kind of fucking name?
Yo, I don't know, man.
So now we call him Dusty.
Portuguese names, man. My grandma's name is Esperança.
My grandma's name
I'm
is
telling you.
Natividade.
Oh, wait, hold
Telling
on.
you, eles tiram da
fucking
taça,
crazy,
eles
bro.
tiram do café. Borrachos. A primeira palavra que sai é o nome do filho.
É merda.
No, so that was my mom's idea, was Gabriella, and my dad, for me and my sister, he wanted to name me and my sister Mathilde because that's one of his aunt's names.
I like Mathilde.
Wait,
Wow.
and Virginia, so I could
Virginia?
No, Virginia, caralho.
Ai, Destino, ai, Destino. Ah, Destino, tu conheces a Virginia? A Virginia. É do Washington.
What was it? The main
In
state-
Portugal?
the main
A
state of the
Virginia.
13 colonies?
Onde está a
Main state of
Virginia?
the 13 colonies.
Well, that's my grandma's name. I was like, oh, thank God. Imagine Matilda. Come here, Matilda. Hi, Matilda.
Very, very nice.
Holy shit, wow. I'm still on that fucking Destino. I'm about to name my kid Destino.
Sorry, I can't help myself. Nah, daughter, I would name my daughter Leonor. I like Leonor. Go ahead.
No, but it's like you think of names in English and you're like, oh, Olive is such a cute name. And what? I know my father. Wait, you know what my father would call the child?
Azeitona.
Azeitona. Or Liv. Tá viva, tá.
How the fuck would you say that name in English?
Okay.
Lee or whatever the fuck you just said.
Leonor?
Eleanor.
What are we in the fucking 1700s? Eleanor.
I don't give
I was about to say,
What are you
Winnie
talking
the Pooh's best friend over there.
Eeyore? Oh my God, Marcel.
Sounds almost the same, just without the L.
Well, I always told everybody,
Oh my god.
I wanted to name my child or a daughter, if I ever have a daughter, Ellie Victoria, because my grandma's name is Elvira, and she would get yelled at their whole life.
But imagine you saying you named them like a fucking most English name, and then you go to Portugal.
That's what I mean. Azeitona. I love the name Ali. Azeitona.
Ollie's a good name. Ollie's a good name. I like Ollie.
Dude, my dad, like
Okay,
my
what would your
goddaughter's
parents
name.
or grandparents say to Ali?
Ollie?
Ollie. Oi, Ollie. Vai Ali, caralho.
Oh, no, caralho.
Joanna knows this because her brother's name is Joey, and nobody can pronounce Joey, so they say Jolie.
Oh, Jolie. Oh, Jolie. Anda
It's
cá,
like calling
caralho.
a dog. Jolie, anda cá.
Oh, Jolie.
Dude, you know what
Poor
I called?
kid.
Speaking of dogs, you know what I called my first dog in Portugal?
Jolie.
I'm not even, if you say a dumb
Marcel.
name, I'm gonna walk out. I'm done with
You're
it.
gonna walk out. Come see a vet.
Yo, I had a friend in Portugal. You know what his nickname was? Matafome. You know the last couple of nicknames that I learned from Joana's Terra? Tataulha.
Excuse me? Ataúlha?
I still exist. Shout out to
Quem,
Foda-se.
what
Ataúlha?
was the other one? Tataulha. O Papa Rojões.
They call me that at work. Every time I lift my fucking shirt, they go, "Foda-se,
There was
os rojões aí, caralho."
Sanfona, né? Sanfona.
Wow. This is what Mickey
Dude,
Sangria does to
I met today.
everybody.
Joanna actually met him this. I had no idea this guy.
my
So
God.
na minha terra, na Lapa Furada,
Oh, that's what it is.
we have a set right, um salão.
Oh, God.
One of my
I'm trying to figure out what the
one of my boys was trying to put music.
Lapa Furada.
One of my boys was trying to put music on the TV. So because we were partying at my house, and then they were like, "Yo, why don't we go to the set and get a couple of garage and play all these games or whatever? We'll be there all night because they're part of the DESTINO." So we're like, "All right, we go." And there's this random dude. This motherfucker's done.
Good.
This dude, and he has 2 kids there. His 2 kids.
There we go.
They're like not even older than 10. And this guy is calling him a name, and I'm like, "Why are you calling him that?" Oh, well, Cunha. What was his Cunha?
Oh my god.
O fudido, acho que era fudido or some shit.
Nice.
Oh, fudido. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
know
why
about
you
that.
call him fudido? Porque anda sempre fudido. Motherfucker took his kids, drove the kids home numa carrinha.
Nice.
And I was like,
example.
where's your friend who tá o fudido? Sei lá, tá fudido, foi pra casa. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, tava tudo fudido. Dude, this guy was arguing about the fucking power button. He's clicking on the volume up.
Este desliga ou liga? Não sei.
He's pressing on the volume up button. And he's complaining to me that that's the power button. It's to turn off the fucking TV. I'm like, nigga.
Chamou Destino.
There's nothing worse than a drunk man's conversation.
It's not. Because he'll start out well, and then he'll be like, sim, depois...
Excuse me?
No, depois a gente foi... Oh, yeah. At one point, you have to just agree and say, yeah, okay.
Faz sentido.
Old Portuguese people have the greatest one, so I watched a lot of fucking Sport TV and shit like that. And Daniel's like, sabes por que é que eu chamei? Não sabes? Eu vou te dizer. I'm like, no shit. What the fuck, dude? Of course you're gonna tell me. E sabes aquela história? Não, deixa-me te dizer. I'm like, se tu não me contas, eu não sei. Like, you know what? Aceitona. Fuck.
Well, dude, I'm still on that Destino thing. Dude. You came with that hard, like, super hard, like, yeah, I'm gonna name my kid Destino.
Oh, he's been planning
I
this.
was totally serious, dude. What?
Jess, you are in for a rough
she'll be
life with
fine.
that.
I hope you have better ideas.
You better switch that shirt.
Listen, nah. If it's a daughter, she'll call her Selena. That's it.
With an E or an I in between the L and N.
Just like it's
Just
on
like that on your
shirt.
shirt? Well, you better hope you get a girl then. Fuck.
I'm not calling her Leonard.
Leonardo.
Call him, if you have 4 boys, just call him the TMNT.
Oh my god.
Oh
Marcel,
my
is that what
God.
you're trying to plan? The
Yeah,
best is when
speaking
you
of that,
oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
The best is when you go to Portugal and you say like, "Ay, Tia Maria," and everybody turns around. And you're like, "I was not talking to half these women," but you're in the
Please.
middle of
Stranger
Aldeia.
danger.
Go to the
Stranger danger.
Portuguese church now, and
At
you'll
one
fucking
point,
get that.
Maria is in their name. It could be their first, middle, second, third, fourth, their charisma
saying,
name,
bro.
their third, the last, the married name.
I
Doesn't
know
matter.
this family. Actually,
to me.
Jeff's wife's family.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 sisters have Maria.
Like, is that
So,
not, like, how...
We know
Like,
somebody
do you guys
who
not
has
know?
3. Their first names are all Maria, and their middle names are different, and they all got called here different names, except for one of them really was Maria.
But that's so weird. Like, they couldn't think of, like, another name?
They weren't. Did Neuza.
I like how you're covering your hand this way, but the camera is this. She's like this. The camera's right here, and she's like this.
That's why I'm trying not so much to react, because I'm like, I don't know if the camera's looking at us.
Like, I don't understand that logic, but hey.
You can't read lips.
Well, this sangria, man, is great. That's what Mickey Sangria
Yo,
does. It just,
fucking drink that shit,
this is
man.
my second one. Relax.
I know. I did
This is my third one, Marco. So
This is
man
my
up.
first.
Oh, you want it? There you go.
Ay, destino.
Hey,
I
this
want it. I need it. Every
It's like we went to
single
the
time.
like fomos merendar
Good
hoje.
name, dude.
Foste merendar, foda-se. Eu nem sei se estou bêbado ou estou com fome.
Ainda tens pizza.
Yo,
Frio e quente.
kill it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Right, you want it? You're driving, right?
Yeah, I'm
Vocês querem
driving.
gelo?
So is he.
You're driving, right? The girlfriend's driving. Oh, now you got a designated driver.
Look at you.
Enche o copo até. A mais.
Foda-se, I got a designated driver. Arranja marido, foda-se. Caralho.
A gente já aconselhamos, ela é que não quer.
Não.
Coitada. Is that the only bottle you
Like I
brought?
said, her phone number is...
Call it.
914.
Call it.
You guys want her email, too?
You want a social? Give him the social security at the
Yeah,
same time. You might. You're right.
While you're at it, describe what the card looks like. Say my first, middle, and last name. Go ahead, Marcel.
Maria Gestrudes.
You're lucky enough, I could give you your cell phone number.
Strudes.
But I know your address.
Oh.
Next thing you know, you got like 5 guys out there.
With the
Baby,
stereo
come
box.
back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Baby, come back. Destino, why destino? Then hit you with the Viva forever.
I will literally shoot a motherfucker if they come with me a few even. All I hear is them Korean mama no decorate.
I'm gonna come to your when you have a kid. I'm gonna come to your balcony and just.
Tony Carrera, baby. Tony Carrera.
I mean, you have to invite him to the batizado at least. That's what the
Who,
name
Tony?
becomes official. Yeah, of
Imagina?
course.
Dude, I fucking wish, dude. I would kiss him.
No.
Right in the mouth.
On the mouth?
Honey?
Would you really though? Would you kiss what? All right. Other than Tony Cadet, if you were being serious, what other guy would you kiss on the lips? Like if he's famous or whatever. Be real. Be real. No, like not even trying to be like weird or anything. Just like a famous person.
Being
would you
weird.
kiss?
That's pretty fucking weird, dude.
Cristiano
You wouldn't kiss
Ronaldo.
anybody?
I never thought of kissing a man in my life besides Marcel. I'm just kidding.
But is he though?
All right, man.
Spit in my mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
This
Oh
this
my
got
God.
weird real quick. All right, we're gonna go to sports to go back to some.
Oh, we're still going to sports.
we're going to sports. What time are we at? I can't.
We're an hour into.
Oh, we're still fucking. So, oh wait,
What time do you guys have lunch?
9 o'clock.
Actually
Well,
supposed to
we have
kill
7 more
us,
minutes, guys.
Like I always say.
Let's do
What-
another-
what do you always say?
Let's do another 10.
All right, so we're gonna go to sports real quick. Portugal won against 4-0 against Luxembourg.
5-0.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
Oh, just shows. No,
I forgot about the 5th one too, but I remember
Just
seeing
blame it on the
too.
sangria.
Patrick, Bruno,
Ronaldo.
Peinha.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh yeah,
Bruno. I was
Bruno
like,
and who was?
Bruno. Bruno scored one.
Yeah.
Bruno scored one,
Two.
Peinha, and then
And then
hat-trick
hat-trick of
from
Ronaldo. 2 penalties.
Oh, he
and
got
then
a hat trick.
Yeah. You almost scored that nice fucking bicycle kick.
Yo, I'm saying that would have been a nice goal of the year. The
Well,
U20
best goal for him. I mean,
U-
fucking
U21 won 1-0.
11-0.
Well, 11-0
And
the
then
first time.
1-0 against Iceland.
So that's not bad. Sporting won today 4-0. What the hell? Did she have to go take a shit? Like she just ran out of here. Like it was like
She's
I'm
a
so
runner. She's a
confused
rock
right
star.
now.
she's a runner. She's a rock star.
Right around like a record baby.
A potato flew around.
We've got a runner. We've got a runner. Porto won today 5-0. Who cares about them?
Woo! And Sporting won 5-0. But who cares about
No, we won 4.
Oh, fuck.
It was Thiago Tomas, 2 goals.
Scored 2.
Who is that guy?
You better shut up before I kiss your dad.
Oh my god. So cocky now. How many years it was? 19? 19?
Still won one, bitch.
Dude, let us be. It's okay. Fica pra próxima.
Could be this year again. Who knows?
Maybe you guys will get another Taça de Portugal.
Maybe. Maybe Sergio Conceição won't cry about losing one. Watching us grab it and win it and celebrate it.
Oh my god. I've seen more championships than you and Benfica put together, guys.
You are probably right.
I've seen more championships won in my lifetime than Juana's dad has.
You're also like 30-something.
And your dad is what?
Calevinha.
At least I never had my president fired or caught with anything.
Well,
Listen,
That's-
listen.
Or
All right,
arrested.
take it
Or
easy.
arrested. Oh no, yours is living the life, dude. That motherfucker's partying.
Yo, I'm
Old president,
fist pumping all
he's
the way,
fist pumping
dude.
everywhere. He's in fucking L.A.
I'm just saying
in
that
the
was
Bahamas.
that was the
Miami.
most, dude.
Yo, that
you know,
shit-
I just liked how he celebrates and goes parties hard, goes on Twitter, stuff evil.
And he's like this. He'll look at you.
and then just like go back to what he was doing.
Yeah, dude, I like how that girl.
He has no idea where
hold
he's
this,
at.
No way.
Hold this for me. The girl is just staring. He does a dead stare.
Takes it down. That's it.
That's my president, but not
It's
really.
a water break.
That's your old president. Mine is.
Yours is just getting away with murder and all this bullshit
Dude.
without like any
Hey,
consequence.
listen,
I know
don't
how he
talk
does
about
it.
that. Don't talk about him.
Pinto da Costa gets away with shit, and Juve got relegated to Serie B a couple years back. Pinto Costa will never get caught on anything, dude. He could fucking kill the president of the United States. He will not get caught. He will not get caught.
All I'm saying
He will
is
not
that
get
when
caught, dude.
Boavista got relegated, you guys should have gone with them. That's
We
all I have
should
to
have.
say.
But we did it.
Because Pinto
Because
Costa-
of the Costa's
Fucking
a man,
deal with it.
dude.
We got it, dude.
Dude.
That I'm surprised he's not a fucking president of Portugal.
Honestly, so am I.
in that fault.
But he's old. He's got to go soon.
You think so?
He's got to go soon.
Who do you think? Who do you think will
Nobody.
take over?
Nobody. The minute someone else takes over, that's it.
Probably
You
fucking
think it's gonna go
Lukaku.
down?
If Lukaku's there, then it's fucking.
It's a shit show now.
Vitor Pereira or whatever the hell his name is.
Nah, it's
Not
probably
him.
If he can sport,
I-
it'd
I
be like
say-
fucking Stritais.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be Palastre.
Dude, to be honest, I'll say who could take over is probably fucking
You know who should take over?
his son.
O feirante.
Who?
Kane.
O feirante.
Okay.
Marcelo Rebelo de Souza.
Oh my god.
He gets out of Lisbon.
Ela é benfiquista.
Ele
Ele
faz negócios na praia e tudo, caralho. Nos calções de banho.
He saw
No,
that
he's in
shit.
Speedos.
Dude, he's
Come
straight
on,
up
man.
in speed. Yeah, but that's a president, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Vai ao
You gotta
supermercado,
be chill,
nobody
dude. He knows
bothers
his
him.
job.
And he doesn't have any security guard around him. He's just walking around, fucking speedo
He's
and
like,
fucking
Oh yeah.
I mean,
living his life.
Fucking
he's
Biden
been
goes.
after. He's been after that position for about 40, 50 years. So come on.
He's like,
He's
I
like,
got it now.
He's
if
like
I
a Joe
got,
Biden, but
Biden goes to fucking Connecticut, shuts everything off. Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying, dude? One time comes to Connecticut. So it happens.
Fucking lower our gas prices.
all
That's
right,
all
let's
I
not
have to
go
say.
into politics. One thing that depresses me
What?
is politics.
Do you teach social studies in
I do, unfortunately. Yeah, I do.
What did you teach
I do.
your
Not politics though.
Actually,
No?
do you teach about 9/11 now?
Yeah.
You did.
Now do you mostly teach out of a book or do you teach out of like personal experience and like shit that you heard that day basically?
It depends. It depends
But-
on the
so you do
the
mix-
kids that you have.
So you do mix like your personal like information that you got that day and then
Oh
like
yeah, you have to. Or else kids ain't gonna learn. They can't just learn out of a book. They,
Yeah. Do you have?
You
they
have to. You have
you
to
have to
share
try to
personal
make them
experience
relate
so they
into
can
dude that's
certain
just
shit.
that's just so wild how like that happened and now it's like something in hit like a big history moment that kids don't even know what the fuck like.
And a lot of them they don't. I mean, they have to really like. If you do not sit and watch a video, but like a live thing that happened at that moment,
It's fucking wild.
They don't believe it.
you won't.
You don't get like that. They don't fully like understand
They
like
don't gravitate to the lesson
like
itself.
yeah. It's like they don't really know how big of a deal that really was, and then all the all the occurring things that happened after that. It's like insane to me. It's fucking insane. That's just
No,
shows like how old we
different.
are.
I mean, I was in Portugal at the time.
Oh, so you weren't even here.
I wasn't even here.
Wow.
I could say my experience. I know Joanna's dad was stuck in Manhattan, right? He was stuck in Manhattan
So you must have
when
inhaled
that
the
happened.
shit out
So
of
like
that.
different people share different. It's just like when you talk about, you know, if you go, let's say you live a couple hundred years back, you know, World War I, when it happened, assassination of the Archduke of Austria, whatever it was. We explain what it was because we get the information from the books, but obviously someone who could explain it better is obviously going to be someone that was at that time.
Yeah.
So you're just passing the things along. So like 9/11 is one thing that if you live through it and you're teaching it, that's probably the one thing that you're gonna talk about it the most. Columbine is another thing.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
shooting
pretty-
in Columbine.
And then the
Is
Sandy
another
Hook thing and all
Sandy
that.
Hook.
Yeah. That's fucking.
You know, all these recent, you know, even natural disasters. These are
Yes.
things that you're gonna, you know, I can't explain much about, you know, the earthquake in Lisbon back in what I think it was 1855 or whatever it was.
I didn't even know they had one.
1755.
Yeah, put it this way: if there's another earthquake like that, there will be no Lisbon.
But you know, I can't explain it, but it's in our books. You talk about it, and I remember learning about it, but you don't get that feeling. It's like, oh, it's never gonna happen.
Right.
But again, it's like, you know, it could happen. You're
Joanna's
just not
over.
probably not gonna live in it.
Joanna's in the background.
She's probably trying to.
She's
hurt
trying
you.
to
Yeah,
point to
no.
her watch to say it, and she's gonna start.
Yeah,
Listen,
well,
ratio only
Fuck
starts
Christ,
when
I'm
basically
I'm already
when
gonna get chewed out. Like,
ratio only starts when me and Joel get there. All right, take it easy.
yeah, I don't know about all that. I got my secretary right there, dude. Come on.
Oh, I'm looking at your girlfriend. I was like, you're part of the ratio now? Nice. That was fast.
Literally looking
It's
straight at Joanna.
9:05.
Do you know where your children
You
are?
guys only start at 10.
So you want to wrap it up, President?
Yeah.
It's on you.
Unfortunately, we don't have any festas. We're most likely going to have a festa soon. No, because of the Zarcas is going to have San Martino in November 6th.
Yeah.
People Helping People is going to be on the 20th. And then on the 27th, Asening, Blizzard Dominio, will have their San Martino Festa. So if you guys want to book your tickets, book it now with any of the members. Thank you very much, and not me. Se tiveres destino de localização,
my
pode ser para
God,
Asening,
Shut the
18 Waller Street.
If you ever name your son Destino,
He'll be a Destiny.
I better be his fucking godfather.
I was just gonna say who's gonna be the padrino because Marcel's over here like, please let
Because
me
I
be.
feel like the Destino would be your second or third child.
Most
Not to
God.
scare you, Jess. Not to scare you.
God damn, 3 kids? That's what I'm talking about. You want 3 kids? You want 3 kids?
What about you, Mark? You've been dating longer.
Os que vieram para tudo.
I don't know.
Actually, I'm not gonna get into this because you know I've been for a while, so I'm gonna get off.
I just want 2 kids. I just want 2 kids. That's all I got.
I'm just saying, está na hora.
I know I'm single tonight.
No, but you have like the tan line.
Yeah, I'm saying. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Like what we said before, going back to the whole mental health thing. If you guys just see that your friends or anybody randomly that just looks like they're just out of it or having a bad day, just literally just reach out to them and
If you're having a bad day,
you know just
Just let them know that you're there.
yeah, just say how you doing because anything you say can just trigger like something good and they kind of just like not think negative thoughts. I mean, that's what it really comes down to and stuff like that.
There's one song I like to say that I think would work out for that. Boy, I'm on the cover. You know, not to make fun, but you know, if you just sing to someone, it will lighten up their day.
Wait,
they're not
for
Portuguese?
those.
It doesn't matter how bad you suck.
ainda te lembras, amor, quando tudo começou, se te esqueceste ou não?
Go ahead, Mickey. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say that Poema na Cabecinha is Marcel's like
Na cima ou de
go-to.
baixo?
Huh?
No cima ou de baixo?
Whatever. The song, okay, is Marcel's karaoke song. It's a song that he sings when he's drunk by himself, I feel like, when he's dancing in the corner. Or Call Me Maybe, but
That's the Macarena.
Wow.
We don't talk about the
you.
Call Me Maybe part.
Exposing you
Not
like
even
that.
Joanna knows about that, so
Oh.
let's keep that.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember, reach out to your loved ones or anybody in general and tell them, you know, how they're doing and stuff like that.
Families first, work second.
If you guys want to know name ideas for your children in the future, contact us.
You know, because all 4 of us have the best names over here. We have Destino over here. We have, what the hell was your uncle's name or grandfather's name?
oh, that's my uncle.
Virgílio.
Virgilio.
no,
Virgilino.
Virgilino. Virgilino.
And then there was Virginia.
I got Esperanza.
I have Natividade. And there was
Or you just name your
Or you name your kid whatever you want.
Or you
biggest
name your
idol.
Kid whatever you want, you
Just
know.
name Maria Manel João.
Or Tonio.
Antonio.
Just call him Marcelo Rebelo Souza, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Figo,
Ricardo
Rui Costa,
Quaresma.
Ricardo Quaresma,
Simão Sabrosa. Hey, who are you talking about? Ricardo.
Opot. I'd rather call my kid Pedro Barbosa.
Or
That's his
Sergio,
nickname.
or Sergio Conceição,
Jogas tanto.
Or Fudido.
Jogas tanto Oliveira.
or Sergio Oliveira,
shit,
or
dude.
Sergio Oliveira. Empatar com o Porto é como ganhar o Champions League. Fucking Malone, dude. Fuck out of my face. Well,
Such a piece of shit.
Well, that's all we got. That's all we got.
And he's still talking.
All
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
time.
See you later. Thanks, guys.